Hello there. What is up, you guys? This is Violet here, and welcome back to Let's Catch a Vibe. Now, I hope everyone's feeling great, feeling amazing, feeling vibey. I just finished watching episode 4, man. Yo! I'm not even gonna lie. Yo, you know what? I'll be straight up honest. We'll get into it in a minute. Although this episode will contain spoilers, it will be in the thumbnail as well, so you've been warned. But anyway, man, I love the Marvel shows. WandaVision, my favourite. Then Winter Soldier. Then Loki. I like all of them, yeah? But man, this one... You know what I like about this one so much? It's the fact that there's so much mystery and intrigue, and it's like, oh shit, you don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, pretty much starting off this episode, we pick up from the end of episode 3. Mark Spector's knocked out. Khonshu's been locked up. Arrow's on his way to go and release Ahmet. So yeah, pretty much we pick up. Starting off the episode, we do see Osiris, I believe, pretty much putting Khonshu's pretty much Khonshu's prison statue, shall we call it that, on a pedestal. And there's loads of other statues in the back, so you don't know how many gods have been locked up because they disagreed or didn't want to do what they were told. But anyway, we start this episode with Layla trying to revive Mark. We did see a bit of a glimpse of like trucks in the area, so pretty much some trucks pull up on them. She's trying to pull Mark out of the way. She ends up killing him in a pretty damn cool way, not gonna lie, but just as she takes out the guys, Mark wakes up and he's just like, okay, what just happened? But yeah, I thought, no, the reason why I said he was dead is because when Khonshu said, listen, before I gave you my powers, right, when you were literally on death's door, he said, if I take him away, you'll be a husk. So I thought he was going to die. I thought it's going to be down to Layla to have her own little adventure. You know, she might have to break Khonshu out and find a way to, you know, give Mark his powers back. But anyway, continuing on from that, there's not really much to talk about in this one. It was very subtle. Obviously, the episode is called The Tomb. So obviously, most of it's set in the tomb. I do like the fact that we do get, obviously, a bit more of, like, Mark and Layla. Even though in this episode it's more Stephen and Layla. I like the fact that we do get a bit of a love thing between them. Because, obviously, Stephen's, like, innocent and he's honest. And it's what she wanted in Mark. But, obviously, she keeps thinking about Mark. Because, obviously, Mark was with her for a long time. It comes out that obviously she finds out that they made a bit of agreement. So, you know, when Khonshu's finished with him, Mark will be locked away. And she's like, you know, you can't be doing that. I didn't agree to that. But she was like, you know, he wasn't really there anyway. Moving us on, we actually find that they actually get to the dig site where Ahmet is. I think her name is actually Sakmet. I think it is. If it's the same god that I defeated in Assassin's Creed Origins, you know, I don't know if you guys played Assassin's Creed Origins, but you had to defeat 3 gods. Like there was like weekly god challenges. I'm sure Sakmet is the crocodile-faced one. But anyway, moving us away from that. Pretty much, we find that they get to the dig site, you know, they go down. They end up coming across a tomb or some kind of, obviously, tomb. They come across this little section. And yeah, they pretty much find out that it's all to do with the Horus's eye. Because there's like a maze that they come up against and it's like covered in gold around the walls. And Mark ends up drawing like the Eye of Horus, and each point on the Eye of Horus means something. So, you know, one's for smell, one's a tongue, like, you know, that's 6 senses because it's a 6-path maze. So obviously it would have to be something with 6 senses. But yeah, pretty much we end up getting along. We come into a room where there's like a sacrificial chamber where obviously, you know, the mummies got sacrificed, or the pharaohs got sacrificed, let's say, where they had to have like, you know, their brain ripped out, tongue come out, and they're all put them in these sacrificial jars. If you guys have ever seen the Brendan Fraser Mummy, you'll know kind of what that's on about. But yeah, pretty much, they get attacked by one of these priests, or seems like an undead priest. They end up splitting up. Mark goes one way, Layla goes another. Layla gets chased by the, I don't even know what to call him. I'm just going to call him an undead priest. But yeah, she ends up getting chased. She ends up crossing this chasm. She defeats him, and then she has this talk with Arthur Harrow. Now, moving away from that, we find out that Mark has found a tomb. But not only has he found a tomb, he's found Alexander the Great's tomb, which is so fucking cool because I thought, yeah, they're just going to find like Sekhmet's tomb and they're just going to find, they're just going to find the generic kind of thing. But no, they actually found Alexander the Great's tomb. And apparently we find out that he was pretty much the tongue for Sekhmet, basically. So obviously him and Mark have a bit of a, because obviously if I didn't mention it, Layla and Stephen kissed. Obviously, still Mark and Layla technically, but anyway. Obviously, he talks to him about, you kissed her, but you told her the truth about why I wasn't, why I've been pushing her away, because obviously Khonshu wants you as his avatar. And that's when she kisses Stephen. She appreciates that him being honest, and that's where we get that bit of chemistry between Stephen and Layla. Then we move on to finding out that obviously him being the voice of Sekhmet, Stephen has to put his hand down, but into the throat, into his stomach, and pull out the stone statue, similar to what Khonshu's been trapped in. So I'm assuming if you break that statue or find a way to release her, Sekhmet will be released. Moving us away from that, going back to Arthur Harrow and Layla, we do find out that they have a bit of a talk, and Arthur Harrow pretty much just says, "Listen, you've been lied to. Mark killed your father." Obviously, we get a bit of back and forth between them. Obviously, she doesn't believe it at first, but then she's like, he regales her with what she used to be called, like his little scarab. So then we end up moving on to, this is very, I'm going like back and forth between scenes here, so, I do apologise. I'm absolutely buzzing off it. But anyway, we end up finding out that obviously Arthur Harrow ends up catching up to Mark, and he shoots him. So I thought, oh my God. That's not only one episode we've seen Mark get knocked out. This is 2 episodes we've seen Mark get knocked out. But anyway, moving us on to Arthur Harrow shooting Mark. We wake up in an insane asylum. Very, very weird, but I was like, I like where this is going. So, I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but in the Moon Knight history, there's always been this thing where, is it in his head? Is Khonshu real? I know there was a Moon Knight run a couple of years ago where they actually had this conversation where they split all the personalities into different beings. But yeah, we get a bit of conversation between pretty much, obviously, Arthur Harrow is the therapist. And we get all these little Easter eggs around the room. Somebody's drawing a picture of Khonshu. He's holding a Moonlight little figure. So, you think, oh, is it all in his head? Like, was all that adventuring? And then we find out that pretty much him being a mental patient, he's just been watching this adventuring film. And the guy in the adventure film is called he's called Stephen Grant. Sorry, Mark Spector. He's called Stephen Grant because who we are watching in the insane asylum is Mark Spector. So anyway, we have this back and forth between him and the therapist. And he ends up waking up and he's like, he looks around the room, he starts recognizing things, which we've seen in earlier episodes. And he snaps and he's like, I know who you are. You shot me. Runs off. We end up finding out that he ends up escaping and getting into this room. And then we see the sarcophagus and I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. He opens the sarcophagus and it's Stephen Grant. The personalities were split into different bodies. And I was like, what? Absolutely amazing. Again, I have read the Moon Knight run where something similar to that encounters. It's been all across the Moon Knight series before in the comic books. But anyway, we end up finding out, but they go past and there's another sarcophagus. So I wonder if that's either Mr. Knight's persona or that is Jake Lockley. We don't know. We just saw a sarcophagus being shaken in the background when they walked past. But then we end up getting to the end. And we end up closing on a cliffhanger of Mark and Stephen, obviously in separate bodies. And a giant Egyptian hippo comes through the door. One of the weirdest cliffhangers I've ever seen a show ended on. But man, this show is good. But anyway, I'm going to rate this episode, again, another 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. I was hooked. I was on the edge of my seat each time. And man, I really, really love this series. I'm really interested to see where it goes. But there's only 2 episodes left. So that'll be next Friday. And I think pretty much will take us into maybe yeah, it'll take us into May. But anyway, guys, I don't want to leave anything left out here. If you guys did catch anything that I didn't catch, let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, if you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you didn't like the video, let me know in the comments down below. Again, what was your favourite part from this episode? Obviously, this is a spoiler review, so, you know, anybody that's in the comments doing spoilers, you're going to know what's up. But anyway, pretty much, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and join Team Let's Catch a Vibe. Also, if you are new, please don't forget to switch on the bell notifications to get notified as soon as I upload. But more importantly, don't forget to stay the vibe, and I'll catch you all in the spectral. Cheers! Peace!